Hi guys, my name is Christopher, this is an art adventure, and for the very first time today, I'm going to take this box, UpCrate, from Germany, and open it and make some arts with it. Arts? I'm going to make some art. I'm going to draw something with it, and let's go on an art adventure. Well, getting this box to me has been such a mission. I first subscribed way back in the first week of November, and I think I subscribed on the day of the cutoff, so I didn't get the November box for UpCrate, and then mine seems to have arrived late, and I've had to have the strongest willpower to not look at everyone unboxing theirs online. This is the December box for UpCrate. I believe it might be the fourth box only to have come out from UpCrate. It's a new box if you don't know anything about it. It's from Germany. They will ship to, I think, basically anywhere in the world for free. So for all those people, especially my Aussie friends and Japanese friends who have watched my videos and been sad because they can't get art boxes to them quickly and easily or cheaply, I should say more just cheaply because it's going to take a while to get to you. This is the box for you, maybe. I think it's been really impressive so far. Let's open it up and you can be the judge of whether or not it suits you. It's always hard to tell from just one box, so you might want to go back and look at other months or unboxings for other months and see if it's something you'd be interested in. Anyway, I want to see what's inside, so let's dive in. So we have some information here on how UpCrate works, and army hardies and pirate themings and stuff. You get a little parcel of goodies of different things. Well, let's have a look at it. It's personalized. This is the December box, so it's all Christmas themed, and mine has arrived late, so what can you do? And I'll look at that in a second. You get a print that's unique for the month, I believe, or something like that. In this case, it's a postcard. I think you get a sticker as well. The theme or prompt for this month, it is Wonderland. And is this the sticker maybe? Yeah. So you get a sticker. How cute is it? It's all Christmas Santa themed. You get is it another sticker? No, there's just a little gift explanation thing. They have lots of little goodies. I think it's really great. And hopefully I'm not going too fast and you can see all of this. Is it another? Yeah, there's another sticker. A little quote as another sticker. Lots of goodies. A gift card that you can decorate yourself, I guess. I think mine's arrived a little bit late for this year, but maybe for 2020 or for another occasion. And I like making cards, so that's okay. It's weird that mine took so long to get to me. I've seen so many people's arrive in the last 2 weeks. And then another cool sticker and red wrapping. Am I going to have to rip him? Sort of. Yeah. And then the goodies. Art supplies. Look at all of these things. This is why I think UpCrate is amazing so far. I think it costs something like 22 euros. It seems quite cheap with, again, free shipping. And every box so far has just been jam-packed of supplies. I think it's going to be stiff competition for those other boxes out there. So let's get that aside. Oh, wow. Okay, lots of different things here. Look at this, another beautiful print. And this, it looks like a tarot card or a calendar page to me. Hopefully you've been able to see most of the stuff so far. I didn't really check that everything was on camera. I'm sorry. And so, yeah, this is from a co-captain of UpCrate. Then we have lots of papers. And that's been another thing that I've been really impressed with UpCrate so far. They've been giving lots of different surfaces to work on. Or it might be one or two surfaces, but then multiple sheets of it. So here it's two different surfaces black paper and white paper, but I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4 black and 4 white, is it? Which I think is amazing. And then look at all of these goodies. It's so awesome. We have a B pencil. It is a Faber-Castell pencil. We have another Pitt Artist pen. This one is in 0.3. We have a very cool Christmas themed goodie. I've got a Christmas tree cupcake. And let's get my swatching paper for these. So the Pitt pen, I'm sure this is going to be, what is it, small, 0.3. Yeah, so as expected, it's a 0.3, but then things might be getting interesting here. Look at this. Oh, wow, this is a smooth kind of gel-like ink ballpoint pen. Ooh, terrible handwriting, sorry. That's so interesting to write with. It almost looks like it's just ending on a metal tip, but I think there's a very, very fine ballpoint at the end of it. So that's really interesting. Then the pencil, of course, a B pencil. We have, what are these? Artline Decorites, metallic color brush pens with water pigment ink. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. It reminds me of a Wink of Luna, but with a more controllable brush pen. And here's one in yellow, is it? Yes, yellow. Very vibrant yellow. Okay, so we've tried the green and we've tried the yellow. We have a red metallic. So a red and green metallic for Christmas, even though I missed it. And is it bronze? Yeah, a bronze metallic. So cool. Oh man, these are so lovely. I can't believe how much they're cramming into their boxes. This is brown. Do we have a white? Ooh, this is going to be interesting to see how it goes on black paper. We have is it green? Yellow green, of course, my bright green curse. Not only is it metallic green, but I've got my super green curse color there. And we have black in a chisel tip. I thought some of the brush nibs were different from each other, but I wasn't really paying much attention, but this one definitely is. So that's interesting. They say that these can decorate cards, glass, porcelain, metal, and plastic. Really, really interesting. I've seen these 3 before in other boxes. I think maybe Scrawler box, but I've never received these before, so I'm excited for these. They are Artline Sticks brush markers. I've got red here. It's a nice brush. We have, is it super pink? Fluoro pink? I don't know what pink, just pink. Quite bubblegum sort of pink. And then a blue here. A lovely blue. And they can attach to each other and you can do like Lego with your pens if you want to, I guess. And then I think I saw these in, was it Scrawler Box this month or something similar? Some silver and gold metallic pens from Faber-Castell. I'm super excited for them because I didn't get that Scrawler Box and I've never tried these, so this is really awesome. And it looks like they can go on bright dark colored papers, smooth surfaces, plastic, porcelain, glass, and metal. Super awesome. All right. We have gold and silver. I'm going to take one of these pieces of black paper and also swatch on it. Let's just have a look at these swatches. Guys, I think this box is my new favorite on the market and perfect timing for me since I'm moving back to Australia, and if I want to keep up with any art boxes, this will be the one. The others from the US are just too expensive with shipping. Oops, look at all these and the papers and all the prints and stickers and goodies and all of that stuff. I'm not sure how they're able to do all this and ship it for the price that they're offering at the moment, but I'm not going to complain. I think it is amazing. So thank you, UpCrate. In my opinion, you guys are killing it so far. I'm just excited even from all of these little stickers and goodies and these extra treats that they put in. It's so thoughtful and it's just so well curated. I think it's amazing. Anyway, I want to swatch some metallics on black paper, so let's do that now. Beautiful, they're so cool. It would have been great if it had have arrived in time for Christmas, and I think that might be my only criticism that I can think of for the box so far, because I think many of the people subscribed are going to be in the US or outside of Germany at least, and so it's going to take some time to ship, and they send in the middle of the month. So what I would advise that UpCrate do is actually start curating a month ahead. So I would have curated a January box and sent that out at the time that they sent this box out, if that makes sense. So you'd be receiving the January box just a little bit before January, and then you can create things based on that season or holidays or whatever the box is curated around more effectively. For me, I don't care. I don't mind at all. It's maybe a good thing to make some Christmas cards for 2020 and all that sort of thing now. And I sometimes get more excited by holidays after they've happened. So yeah, I don't mind that at all. As I expected, the art sticks, which are water-based, aren't probably going to show up here. So the pink didn't show up. The red isn't really showing up on the black paper. I mean, it did on the white paper perfectly. And same for the blue. Again, they're not metallic. I didn't expect them to. I'm sure the Pitt Artist pen, which is black, is going to be the same. It just doesn't really show up. That's totally cool. Pencil usually does on black paper, enough for you to sketch and make some sort of silvery highlights if you really want to keep at it. And it does. This little ballpoint, these are just so cute. So cute. These ballpoint pens, I'm doubting it's black, so it's not going to show up either. All right, so then the exciting ones. We've got firstly the black, which again, it's not going to show up. Or it does, I guess, a little bit, but not that strongly. And these are Artline Decorates. We have a brush pen in green Kirsch yellow green, is it? Yeah. So these are Artline. The white is not a brush, it's a kind of bullet nib. The black was chisel. I think it's really interesting that they gave a range of them. Except I should write that in white since it's not going to show up. The brown is a brush. No, a bullet, sorry. But it's not really going to show up on the black paper. You can blend it with the white somewhat. And then we have a brush for the bronze, which, as expected, does show up well. I think these are really fun. I'm excited by them. The yellow is a bullet. Okay, so I think I've got the pattern here. The metallics are brush. The others are all bullets, except for the black, which is a chisel. Is that right? And this one is metallic green, so it's a brush. Yep. Oh, wow. So vibrant on this black paper. So we've got a brush. And then metallic red. Oh, no. It is a bullet, so there is no rhyme or reason that I can figure out of which one is which. But I think it's cool that they're giving you a range of different goodies to try out. Okay, so I hope that you haven't been bored by all that swatching. I don't know, I might edit it out anyway, but I have a lot of materials to make something with here. So that is super exciting and super awesome. Remember, the prompt is Wonderland, so let's go on an art adventure and make something. Well, I hope the unboxing and swatching part hasn't bored everyone to death. I just had a lot of materials and different papers to play with, and so it was really fun to just explore there. And if you ever get new materials, you should totally swatch and play around with them to see what they're capable of. Anyway, onto the drawing. So for Wonderland, of course, there were big ideas like a Christmas Wonderland with snow, and also Alice in Wonderland. I saw many people doing the Cheshire Cat and Alice from Alice in Wonderland. In fact, pretty much everyone did that. I don't think I saw anyone do a Christmas Wonderland scene. And again, maybe that's partly because the box arrives late for many people. I'm not sure. But I did almost consider doing Alice in Wonderland, and then just decided instead I really wanted to draw insects for some reason. And then I also thought I would put them or pair them with a pretty girl, maybe something like a Mother Nature sort of inspired thing with lots of plants and butterflies and nature all around her. And it's just fun to draw portraits for me now that I don't have to spend forever drawing for portraits. I think the whole pencil took me about half an hour or so, maybe 25 minutes. I'm not exactly sure because I always lose track of time when I'm drawing, but my camera only records for 30 minutes at a time, and I think it was about that. And I always find it really interesting to see someone's pencil work and to see how they go about doing their drawing. When I first started off drawing, I thought you had to get to a point where you could draw every single line perfectly from the start, and it's just so ridiculous. Of course, you have to draw guidelines and rough shapes and then refine them bit by bit, and the drawing will change and take shape as you figure out the proportions relative to other shapes that you've drawn. And then I finally get onto the actual markers themselves. I'm not still really sure what my approach is, other than probably leaning towards pop arty and colourful, because I know pretty much only the metallics, white, silver and gold, well, they're metallics too. So the metallics and the white are going to be the only things that show up. And so I start off with the whites, putting out some guidelines and also the silver, and it's just fun to play with. And at first I thought I was just going to leave her skin the black of the paper. But then I decide I'll try this bronzy sort of color for the skin. I kind of regret doing that in some ways because it's streaky and patchy. For large areas, these pens do get pretty streaky, or at least some of them do. And so you can see that there. And then I try to fix things by putting in shadows and highlights, but that also ends up streaky, and it just becomes a bit of a mess, and I'm worried that the whole thing's going to be ruined. And I'm not sure if I completely save it, but I do think that by layering the bronze over again and again, that I do sort of manage to save things to some degree anyway. And at least I have fun exploring what they're capable of. You can layer these on top of each other. The white will blend in with the other colors, and then you can get toned down color effects. I sort of wish that I had have used that technique of putting the pens into a ceramic palette, adding water, and then brushing it on as a watery layer. That would have been more uniform. But apart from the skin, I think everything actually did turn out well, and I get to a point where I'm happy enough with the skin. And maybe water wouldn't have been the best idea, because even just from using the pens on their own, I was getting a little bit of buckling to the paper and a little bit of curling to the paper, which became a little bit more problematic towards the end. I found that some of the colors were able to stand out more than the other colors. And so for some, I would have to like layer down some white first and then put the color on top of it, or add on another layer of a different color first before I'd be able to see something. For the hair, I'm pretty happy with how things turned out, and I found in terms of that layering ability that once I'd even put down some layers, that even some of the art sticks would show up when by themselves they wouldn't so much. And so I'm able to get some depth and contrast into the hair and get to a point where I'm pretty happy with the hair because of that. And I also forgot to say that my reference photo is from either Unsplash or Pixabay as usual, and I will put that up so that you can see the model that I'm drawing from, and you can actually see that this photograph actually has the model with some butterflies on her, and I just kind of modify it and change the kinds of butterflies that I'm using and their positions and shapes. For the butterfly on her face, I did first sketch one that was flat against her face, but I didn't like how just flat that looked. And so I ended up changing to a different butterfly, but the perspective of it is a little bit off, unfortunately. It's almost there. At the time, I thought it looked okay in a way that the butterfly could have just been landing onto her or beginning to flutter its wings a little bit, but it should slightly be tilted, I think, to the left maybe. I'm not exactly sure though. The portrait angle is an interesting one, and I actually really struggled with that. I'm not used to drawing portraits that are anything other than just face on or profile, and this one is a slightly tilted up face. And in particular, I found her nose a real struggle because of that. Noses, for me anyway, get really weird when you're looking at them from below up and you're just seeing a lot of nostril and you're not really seeing the bell point. What's the tip? The tip of the nose. I don't know why I called it a bell. The tip of the nose becomes just kind of lost in the rest of the nose. And so I'm not sure if I saved it, but I tried my best to work from the reference for that. For other things, I did change from the reference a little bit. Like I ended up drawing her other furthest, the more distant eye and showing that more clearly. But in the reference, you can see that the photograph had her hair covering that eye. And then I get to work on some plants and greenery as well as the butterflies. I like the effect of having some parts of an image often move off the page or not fully shown in the page. So a couple of the butterflies don't sit completely in the page, and it kind of creates a more immersive world to me where you have to start imagining what lies beyond the paper or what lies beyond the page. At least that's interesting for me, or maybe it's just an excuse for not planning out my composition well, because as usual, I didn't do a thumbnail. I always say that I should do thumbnails and then I never seem to do them. But I had fun playing with these and creating sort of different pop art colors for the butterflies that were different from what nature actually would be. At some points, I kind of wish that I left them more just silver outlines, but I think I get them to a point where I'm happy with the color combinations that I choose, and I do save a little bit of the black of the paper for the background, and plus the black paper just kind of shines through the markers slightly and creates some interesting effects in my opinion. And then I just put some little dots of color all around to create more of a sort of magical Wonderland sort of feel. And so that's my interpretation for the prompt word, or the UpCrate battle as they call it, for the prompt word Wonderland for December 2019, even though I got it in January 2020, or I think I got it on the 31st of December, but then it took me a little while to get around to creating it. And thank you for all those people who said that they were eagerly waiting for me to unbox it and create something. Sorry for keeping you waiting too long, and I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you're new to my channel, of course, don't forget you can click subscribe and go on many other art adventures with me. That would be awesome. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments below, because that's always my favorite thing. Remember guys, create a little more and consume a little less, and I'll see you soon for another art adventure. Take care everyone. Bye.